Welcome to the new chapter, Chapter 5, Magnetism and Matter. We start with the very first topic in the syllabus, that is circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. The word magnetic dipole means a small bar magnet. A small bar magnet is referred as magnetic dipole. Let's begin with the first topic. Circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. We consider a current carrying circular loop, which we considered in the previous chapter. We already discussed the current loop at a distance x from the center of the current loop. What is the magnetic field produced? We know the expression is B is equal to Bxi is equal to mu 0 I r square divided by 2 into x square plus r square whole raised to 3 by 2 I, where r is the radius of the current loop and x is the distance of the point from the center of the loop. Here I cap shows that the direction of magnetic field is along the axis of the dipole as given by right hand thumb rule. Now in this equation, suppose we consider the condition when x is very much greater than r. When x is very much greater than r, under that condition, the r square term in the denominator can be neglected. So our equation reduces to the magnitude B is equal to mu 0 r square divided by 2x cube. So in this equation, we don't have that r square term in the denominator. So this equation gives the magnetic field due to circular loop at a long distance from the center of the loop. This is the magnitude and direction as usual given by right hand thumb rule. And we know for the area of the loop we have the expression A is equal to pi r square. So we are multiplying this equation and dividing it with pi. So we have mu 0 pi r square divided by one I term is there, mu 0 I. So that I is missing there, just add it there. So mu 0 pi r square I divided by 2x cube. You know pi r square is A. So we have this expression, that is B is equal to mu 0 I A divided by 2 pi x cube. So in this equation, we already defined IA as the magnetic moment. So the equation reduces to B is equal to mu 0 m divided by 2 pi x cube, which can be written as mu 0 2m by 4 pi x cube, where we have multiplied both the numerator and denominator with 2. Now this equation, we know this equation is similar to one equation which we studied in electrostatics chapter 1. We will get that equation if we replace mu 0 in our equation with 1 by epsilon 0, m with Pe, that means m is the magnetic dipole here, dipole moment, that means magnetic moment, and Pe, we are replacing m with Pe, that is the electric dipole moment, and B with E, that means magnetic field is replaced with electric field. So our expression becomes E is equal to 2Pe divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 x cube, and we know this is the expression for electric field due to a dipole at an axial point. This equation gives the electric field due to a electric dipole at an axial point. So our discussion has shown that this equation, that is B is equal to mu 0 2m by 4 pi x cube, that equation, that is similar to the equation which we got in electrostatics. If we take the expression for electric field due to an electric dipole at an equatorial point, we have the expression E equal to Pe divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 x cube, where Pe is the electric dipole moment. And if we replace E with B and Pe with m, 1 by epsilon 0 with mu 0, we have the expression as B is equal to mu 0 m divided by 4 pi x cube. Actually, this equation is already obtained experimentally in the case of a magnetic dipole as its equatorial magnetic field. The expression for equatorial magnetic field of a small magnetic dipole. This expression is obtained experimentally. So this equation, so the previous equation we obtained from the case of a circular current loop. This equation we proved in the case of a small magnetic dipole, which is a bar magnet. So actually for a bar magnet also we can find the expression for the expression for axial magnetic field, equatorial magnetic field. Actually such topics were there in the syllabus previous year. This year all such topics are deleted. That is why we don't have a reference for that. In order to avoid confusion, I haven't discussed it at all. So try to understand that this equation, like the previous equation, also is there for a bar magnet. This is the expression for magnetic field due to a bar magnet at its equatorial point at a distance x, where equatorial point means which it is a point which is lying in the equatorial plane, that is passing through its center, the center of the bar magnet perpendicular to its length, just like we define electric dipole in the same way. So that equation, this is the expression for that equatorial magnetic field due to a magnetic dipole. Okay, so this equation we obtained from the which equation? The expression for electric dipole. So that analogy only we discussed now. Okay, so all the equations what we discussed in electrostatics, they are analogous to the expressions what we are going to get in magnetism. That's what we are discussing, and the thing is this, by just that analogy we can write all the expressions in magnetism. Okay, now so we have the results. From that results we can say that for any planar current loop, that current loop, it is equivalent to a magnetic dipole of dipole moment m is equal to Ia. So from the two discussions which we had just now, from that first one was taking a current loop, second one was taking a bar magnet or a magnetic dipole. So in both case we had that m, which means that the magnetic moment of current loop, it is similar to the magnetic moment of a magnetic dipole. Okay, magnetic dipole has a magnetic moment which is given by some other expression, and for the current loop its magnetic moment is I into A, where I is the current and A is the area of that loop. But there is a fundamental difference. That means here the thing is this, both dipole moment and magnetic moment of the current loop, both are represented by the letter m. Both are similar to the electric dipole moment which we studied in electrostatics. But there is a difference between the magnetic moment and the electric dipole moment. That difference is this: electric dipole is made up of two elementary units, that means two charges. One is positive charge and the other is negative charge. But in the case of magnetic dipole, the current loop as a magnetic dipole, it is made up of circulating current, and we don't speak of magnetic monopoles. Magnetic monopoles, they are not known to exist. In the case of electric dipoles, we have independent positive and negative charges. But in the case of magnetism, bar magnet, if we have that bar magnet exists as a bar magnet. Even if you try to separate the two poles of the bar magnet, you will never be able to do like that. When you cut a bar magnet, that bar magnet will be splitted into two new bar magnets. Whether you cut it in a longitudinal manner or in a transverse manner, you will be getting two new bar magnets. You won't be able to get monopoles like North Pole or South Pole. Independent North Pole and South Pole of a bar magnet, they are imaginary concepts. They do not exist. So that's what we mean by that statement. Magnetic monopoles are not known to exist. They do not exist actually. Bar magnet, as a bar magnet only it exists. Both North Pole and South Pole, it exists together. So that is a main difference between electrostatics and magnetism. In electrostatics, we have the two independent charges, positive charge and negative charge. But in magnetism, magnetic monopoles do not exist. So we have shown that the current loop produces magnetic field and it behaves like a magnetic dipole at large distances. And we can also prove that it is subjected to torque just like a magnetic needle that we have already studied in previous chapter. Current carrying loop kept in a magnetic field, it experiences a torque and it rotates. So that we have already proved. These two evidences made the great scientist Ampere to suggest that all magnetism is due to circulating currents. So here comes a wonderful explanation given by Ampere that the reason behind magnetism is circulating current. That is why the order in which we have studied all that things changed. Actually, as I said earlier, there were two branches of physics called electricity and magnetism. In an electricity, electrostatics was the first topic, then current electricity, like that the topics proceeded. In magnetism, magnetostatics was there. That means considering the north pole and the south pole independently, calling them as magnetic charges. So equivalent to electrostatics, here QM, like that it was called magnetic charges. Positive charge was taken as the north pole and south pole was taken as the negative charge. Like that, a branch of physics was there. Under the assumption that it is a natural cause, that means magnetism is a natural phenomenon and the real cause behind magnetism was not known that time. So just like electrostatics, magnetostatics also evolved. But later, when Ampere stated that or suggested that the cause behind all magnetism is circulating current, so it was understood that the presence of electrons in materials and the circulation of those electrons produces magnetic moment, and the alignment of magnetic moment in one particular direction makes some objects as permanent magnets. Like that it goes. Okay, so when it was known that it is the presence of this circulating current that is the reason for magnetism, from that time onwards the relevance of that magnetostatics was gone. Okay, that is why we are not studying that topic now. Actually, just like electrostatics, Coulomb's law of magnetism is there. Okay, even Gauss's law of magnetism also is there, that we will be discussing. So the magnetostatics, it evolved just like electrostatics, but now we are not discussing that because it is not significant, because Ampere has already suggested that all magnetism is due to circulating currents. That is why while studying magnetism we started with moving charges, because reason behind magnetism is circulating current. Circulating current means movement of charge. That's why we started with that topic.